We're live. We're live.
Yeah, you're all welcome to another beautiful section this Saturday again, the trading session with Nomsu AUDU. Yeah, I'm along together with my co-host as usual. I call him Professor Dan because that's how I see him in the aspect of trading market, forex trading market. Sorry. So you're welcome, as I've said earlier, and we're going to have a wonderful section this afternoon. So coming up from where we started last week, the forex market. We spoke about the forex market and the great opportunity that is in it. You know, talking about how great it will be taking advantage of the forex market. We told you forex trading market is the biggest market in the universe. That's what I used to tell people because there is no market like the forex trading market. So we're gonna move ahead to our evaluation as usual. So talking about the Federa. Tradera is a company where we get our daily alerts. Is where we get our daily alerts, which we're going to be analyzing always. And we're encouraging everyone to take advantage of those alerts. And today we are going to be evaluating the Euro New Zealand dollar. Euro New Zealand dollar. And these are the parameters as displayed on the board. It will do you good to jot them down, write them down, get a piece of paper, write down all you can, it's gonna help you when it's time for questioning. So these are what we're gonna be analyzing today. So without wasting much time, as you can see displayed on the board is the trade alert from Tradera back office, and by your right is the trade alert, the same from Tradera, but that one is gotten from the Telegram. So we've decided to make it, the whole suit to your view so you can see and understand where the alerts are coming from. So I'm going to pass the floor over to my co-host. As I told you earlier on, Professor Dan, the forex trading market. You're welcome to the show for today. Thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Nomsu. Let's let me meet everybody. When I looked at the trade alert, what I wanted to highlight before we start was the 11th, because the trade alerts come from Dallas, which is Central Time, U.S., and I live in the Eastern Standard Time, U.S., so they're an hour apart. So if you can kind of see, this is 12:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for Tradera, they sent it out 11:56 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's the difference between the 11th and the 12th. And if you look at the stop loss, is exactly the same. Take profit 1 is exactly the same. Take profit 2 is exactly the same. Take profit 3 is exactly the same. So I just wanted to make sure I highlighted that for my detail-oriented guess, because that's what I would have looked at myself, right? So going into that, the first thing to note is, for me, the 12:56 a.m. timestamp. Because we're going to do, as I pull this up, there we go. So we do our mapping out on TradingView, and this is that shouldn't be there yet. There's a very specific reason why we do that, right? And I'll share that with you in a minute. So this is, if you look right here, this is 4:55 p.m. June 12th, which is when the market closed. So the market is closed 5 p.m. my time, which is at 4:55, going into Sunday afternoon. So now we're going to go back in time to find June 12th. Writing that down for myself. At 12:56 a.m. So we know when the alert came in. So we're going to travel back in time. And if you see it here, this is June 12th, 0055, which is 12:55, right? So the actual 12:56 is right here, this new red candle, right? So taking that, we would have took the alert. The alert was set for what's called a sell trade. And what a sell trade means is that you want the market moving forward in time to go down. A buy trade means from the moment you get in, you want the market moving forward to go up. That's all, right? It's not real estate where you're acquiring and liquidating. Although if you get the explanation of how it all works, it kind of is. But to understand how to do it, right, from a trade alert perspective, if the trade alert says sell, it means you want the market to go down. If the trade alert says buy, you want the market to go up, right? So here is our moment in time when the trade alert came, and we're going to take a horizontal ray and put it right here where the trade closed. Let's make this bigger for a second. Let's zoom in for 1 second. So this is a candle, these little things. And so a green candle, it opens at the bottom of the candle and closes at the top of the candle. A red candle opens at the top of the candle and closes at the bottom. That's how it actually works, right? So this candle would have closed at the top. So I'm going to put my ray right here because this is the 1256. So 1255, this candle ended and this candle started. So if we got the trade alert at 1256 and click the button, we would have gotten the trade right here. And I'm going to highlight that with a color yellow, okay? So now we're in the trade. So what we need to do now is know where we are from what's called price action. Now I'm going to explain price action in 1 second. I want to just see exactly where am I. And this is going to be, this is worth writing down, 1.75903, right? So price action is where you're marking, where you're getting in the trade and knowing how much distance has traveled when it's time to get out the trade, right? So all these different, this pretty candle is just describing the number that's assigned to it on price action. When I'm explaining price action to a person, I like to think about it as a thermometer, right, inside of a room. So the thermometer is going to give you a bunch of degrees describing the temperature of the room. For this example, I always like to use, you're coming into the trade at 50 degrees. So that's the mark of where the thermometer was when you got in the trade. If you want the trade to go down, is equivalent to wanting the room to get colder, right? And I guess we're doing global, so I still got to go with degrees because that's what I know, right? So if you want the trade to go down, you would say, okay, I want the room to get colder. So if we calculate it in temperature by degrees, we calculate it in the currency market, which is Forex, by pips. So you can just make pip degree for this conversation, okay? So if I wanted it to go down 20 degrees or 20 pips, it would go from 50 as I got in, and I would get out when it went to 30, right? If I wanted the room, which is a sell. If I wanted the room to get hotter, or I wanted the trade to go up, I would go from 50 and I would get out at 70 degrees, or now 70 pips, if that makes sense. So right now, that 1.75903 is equivalent to my 50 degrees. That's what we're getting in the trade at, right? Now we're going to start marking where we possibly can get out of the trade, okay? So that's why this was so important, because from a thermometer perspective, this is my 50 degrees. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start determining where I want to get out the trade. So the company is giving me 3 different potential take profits, which is take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. But I may have a different agenda than either one of those 3, right? So the first thing I'm going to look at is where has price stopped moving recently to the left. So if you look over here, price went down, and for whatever reason at this spot right here, it started going back up. So I'm going to make a mark of that for myself, just so I kind of got an idea of what's going on before I put the the price action, before I put the take profits on my chart, okay? So I'm gonna take another horizontal ray and I'm gonna put it right here, but I'm gonna change the color. Let's say purple, right? Move this out the way. So this is where I saw price stop at the last time it was going down, right? So I'm going to measure from here to here to look at potentially what could happen, right? So one of the things that I like to tell traders is all ties go to the broker, right? So this says 17.1, which is equivalent to 17 pips, okay? 17.1 pips, right? And so if I'm looking at a 17.1 pip space, I'm probably going to want to get out the trade around 14 pips, right? Because if it get right here, the broker might keep me in a trade. So if I want to set an automatic take profit, I account for that all ties go to the broker, okay? So now I know what's my potential thought process on taking the win, right? And what a pip does when it comes to making money in the market, right? I want to make that highlight right now. 1 second. I got a mouse. There we go. I want to put up a calendar, calculator. So there's two variables when you come to trading. How many pips you win in the market or lose, and how much did you wager, right? So let's say for example's sake, we wagered 50 cents per pip. And that's how you actually would trade. It's called lot size, but I like to translate everything when I'm talking to my friends. It's what's your wager in the market. So we moved the 14 pips that I said that I would put about a risk here, or let's be even more conservative and say 10 pips. If we multiplied that times 50 cents per pip, we would have made $5 in this trade if it did what we thought, right? So if we wanted to take the same potential 10 pips and trade $20 a pip, right? The same movement would be worth $200. So the movement is super important, which is the degrees I told you we were going to measure. So my room went from 50 degrees to 40 degrees, which means it got colder or went down 10 spots, which is 10 pips here. But then it goes to how much you want to wager. Your smallest wager is 10 cents per pip. So if we had the same 10 pips and we times it by 10 cents, which is the smallest trade you can make, that same movement will be worth $1. You get to pick. Tradera doesn't pick for you how much you want to wager, right? So let's get back to what happened. So now Tradera gave me 3 take profits. So what I'm going to do is make 3 more rays. I'm going to turn them green. And now I'm going to put them at the suggested take profits. So this first one, let's take this one here. And I'm going to change it to 1.75732. And I'm going to send it on its way. I'm going to take the second one. And I'm going to go 1.75239. And I'm going to send it on its way. I'm going to take the third one. 1.74263. And I'm going to send it on its way, right? And now just to make sure that I'm also covering my risk, right? I'm going to make my last ray for this example, and I'm going to turn it red because we also have a suggested stop loss, which is a predetermined spot that if the trade goes against us, because that's possible, right? Nothing is guaranteed or 100%. So that's why we evaluate the trades as they come in, okay? To make sure you want to take the risk and then figure out how comfortable you are in that risk. So this one here, my stop loss is going to be 1.76214. Now, I didn't make any of these numbers up. I took this first one that's purple off of my observation, and I took everything else off of the actual trade alert itself. Now, my trade alerts, although they go in the back office, I don't see them really that way because I'm not always on the computer. I watch the ones that come on my trade alert from Telegram. So Telegram comes in, we open up the chart, we put everything in, and then we move forward from there. So now let's look at this trade. Hold on. Let's look at this trade. Let's take this out the way. Put that down there. Click that. And we're now going, first I'm going to look left because I want to kind of get an idea of what the coach or the expert was thinking about as he picked these take profits. So each one of these candles, I'm on a 5-minute chart. It's 5 minutes of information, right? Each candle is measuring 5 minutes. I'm going to go up to the hour time frame just so I can see the trade. Hold on. So here go the trade, which is that line. That's why that line is so important. And I just want to see. So I can see here, because I look back left, that this green line, the price had been down here before too, right? This price is right here, right now at the yellow, which is our entry. The first take profit is right about here, which is what I also thought. The second take profit is measuring back to when price was down here. So this was back on June 5th. So price was back down in this area. It wasn't here during this time. Well, it was under it actually, but price was down here back June 5th, right? So that's when it went down under this take profit 2. And if you look for take profit 3, it went down that far as well. So that's what the expert is looking at when they're giving us the potential take profit 1, 2, and 3. Just so you can understand the trade, right? So now moving forward, let's see what happens. We're gonna go back on the 5-minute chart, and we're gonna have questions and answers in about 10 minutes. So just write them down, and we'll get right to it. So now this is the trade as it happened, right? So I probably would have bet for take profit 1. I'm a very conservative trader, right? So when price started to, let's make it bigger. Now, so we can see how it would have looked even funner, I guess, we're gonna go to the 1-minute chart where each candle is 1 minute to see how price actually moved. Let's do it that way. I would have made my entry on the 5-minute chart, but I'm not opposed to looking at the 1-minute chart to kind of see. One second. So we explained what this line is. The time frame is the same. So at 10:56, this 1 minute is starting to go up. At 10:57, it was right here and it paused. At 10:58, it started to move back down. At 10:59, so for me, it's like watching a reality TV show, right? I'm watching price actually move and develop. So now, this was 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 1 o'clock, and it starts to go down at 1 o'clock. Now at 1:05, it pauses and starts to go back the other way. Let me see how many pips this is, because I might have got out. That's about 13 pips. I told you my goal would have been right about 10. So let's measure 10 pips. So now I'm still real quick. Can you see this 13 point, can you see that 13.7, right? Can you see that number? You muted out. You got mute on your phone.
I mean, it's so tiny. It's so tiny.
Okay. I'm trying to think how would I make it. You have this, okay. So if you can't see it, zoom in, right? Because this is telling me how far price has moved from the yellow line to the bottom of the red, of this red faded box. And I know that I only wanted 10 pips, like I said. So I would have got out the trade, and you can want take profit 3. That's the beauty about trading. You can get what you want out of it. So I would have gotten in here, and I probably would have got out in 10 pips. Which is right here. So by the time price made this movement, I would have been out of the trade, and then we would have been figuring out what's going on. But if you were at take profit 1, which is the green line, you would have been in the trade. You would have got out pretty much here because all ties go to the broker. And this is 1 o'clock, 1:52. So you would have been in the trade for 52 minutes. For this particular trade to be a take profit 1. Let's see if it ever go to take profit 2. You would have been out the trade probably around here. This is 3:54. So you'd have been in the trade about 2 hours and 54 minutes. And I don't know if it ever hit take profit 3. So let's see if we ever got to take profit 3. Now these take profits, they're not actually suggesting you to put 3 trades in. They're suggesting that you put the trade on and then decide whether you want 1, 2, or 3, right? But of course, an aggressive personality might go for 1, 2, and 3. But that's back to your personal preference. So let's see if it ever got to take profit 3, which it looked like it didn't, which is okay. Oh, we got it. Let's go back to a higher time frame. Let's go to the hour. Save us some time. So this is what we talked about the last hour. It never got to take profit 3, but it's still going down. So if you want to take profit 1, we would have hit it. We looked at that one. Take profit 2, it would have hit it. Each one of these candles now is an hour. So take profit 3, it actually didn't hit, but you still could have been in the trade if you wanted to. I'm a conservative trader. I like to get in, make my pips, and then get out, and then decide if I want to get back in. I don't mind paying the broker more than one time. So Nomsu, I'm going to turn it back over to you. We're 7 minutes early to question and answer, which gives people more time to ask their questions. If you have a question, well, first, Nomsu is on you. The people are muted. Let's unmute everybody. And if the background is crazy, we'll mute it again and people can unmute themselves. But for right now, let's, no, I don't want to do it. The call is yours, Nomsu, for question and answers. And everybody can unmute themselves if they want to.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sedan, for that wonderful picture and information you just passed across. Before this teacher, I could see someone typing question from the chat box. Okay. And this is the right time for questioning. If you have any question, you can just unmute yourself and let my co-host take charge of your question right away. And what Queen just typed from the chat box, if I may read loud for your hearing, is this. She said, since we are mostly new, this all seems this all seems so advanced. How are we to understand? Should we bring in a certain application? Is this under 20 pips and dips? Please explain.
Right.
Let me come again.
I got it.
Come again, sir. Okay, you got it, right?
Yeah, I'm reading it. So,
Okay.
so Queen, the fact that it seems advanced today is just because it's unfamiliar to you, right? So
Correct.
right. So as you plug in, right,
Mm-hmm.
and the repetition of doing it is going to become second nature, like anything else you've done in your life, right? And
Correct.
So when you open up the demo account, right,
Mm-hmm.
what you would have done is when first you would have been in demo, so you're not putting any money at risk, right?
Right.
Then you would have, the trade alert would have came in, you would have said it's only demo, let me learn in activity. So that's the application, which is opening up your demo account. The trade alert comes in, it says Euro NZD. You look up that pair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Press sell. Just because they said press sell. So that yellow line I put on there, it will come on automatically once you press sell.
Okay.
Right? And then the computer or your broker will start calculating your pips for you, up or down. Right? So once you press sell, then you're looking at the trade alerts, and you would have said, do I want to be a take profit 1 person, a take profit 2 person, or take profit 3 person? You're in demo. You're just going to see how it works out anyway, right?
Yes.
So then you would have end up either coming to one of our question and answer things to be able to see how to modify MT4, which is the broker the platform most of us use. But when it was me, I went on YouTube and I put how to set a take profit on MT4, and it shows you the button and what to do with that. So now you're not a navigate MT4, and that's all I did when I clicked the buttons to change my take profits, right?
Okay.
So, like I said, in this scenario, you wouldn't have put 3 different trades on, although you're allowed to. You wanted to pick, I want to be conservative, which is take profit 1, semi-aggressive, which is take profit 2, or aggressive, which is take profit 3. And so as each trailer comes through, that you can be available to take, right? Because 1256, some people would have been asleep, so they would have missed it, right? So they would have just missed this trade altogether. But the Tradera only gives about 2 trade alerts a day.
Okay.
So what I would recommend is that you set up your demo account, and when you see a trade alert, just press the button, right?
And it's gonna alert me. I'll have something that'll pop up on my phone to alert me.
Well, I
have it on my phone.
It comes in Telegram like this.
Uh-huh.
So whatever way you get Telegram to alert you. So now I'm going back to YouTube, right? And I'm saying, how do I get notifications on Telegram? Because it's going to go to your phone once you set it up. And now we can help you with that on that. That's easy. Now how it operates on your phone is kind of between your phone and Telegram, right?
Okay, right.
Yeah, so
I normally see it pop up on my phone. Okay.
I know a friend that has special ringtones or alert tones or notification tones for different things. Like he took the time when he hears certain songs, he even knows what the notification is to know whether it deserves his attention or not.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I know what that is, those settings. Okay, so basically, once I get in and start looking, because I've got to train some people, so I'm trying to be on here, even if I don't know. I know what I'm doing, but you know what I'm saying. I'm still trying to be on here. That way, when I do see it, it'll be familiar to me at least, and some of the terms that I see on the screen, because I do have a couple of people I've got to train just to get in and set up their apps and stuff.
Right. So the best way to train is to get them on these sessions.
Okay.
So right now, you got a leadership choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can learn it to the point you can do it in spite of us, or you can just put people in front of us. Because I answered your question, I'm answering their question, right? So
exactly.
They at least can get an understanding of what's going on, and this is why we put this resource together. So that way,
Stephen was on here and he was like, "Oh, this is so foreign." I was like, "It's foreign to us all, you know."
but
we just
it's
gotta
day one.
put a, yeah, go ahead.
I've been training since 2018. It would be kind of unfair that day one Steve can be exactly where I am, and I put 2 years in, right?
Correct.
But I'm here to help Steve to get to where he want to get to. So you can think. So the thing I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a little bit about what happened. Hold on, one second. I want to one more thing, Queen. Right, the point you're making right now, and as people do themselves a great disservice, right?
Yeah.
So in the E quadrant, which means you're an employee for somebody, there's a boss. First, there's a curriculum that the institution, the world, demands you to go through to be qualified for most jobs, which is 4 years of schooling, right?
Correct.
If you do prerequisites to even prove that you're smart enough or can retain information enough and regurgitate it back out, although it has nothing to do with the path that you're going. You want to be a lawyer, you still got to go get your bachelor's degree before you can even go to law school, right?
Yes, so I do understand.
You got to take 4 years of taking in new information, and then you're not even allowed to make money in that field until you're absolutely done the education part. Then you got to market to get the job, and that's totally normal to people, right?
Exactly.
Then what we have is we have a way to be able to be self-educated, educate each other in a market that will give you instant results, good or bad, right? You can win money tomorrow, you can lose money tomorrow. And what people do is because it's no longer in the E quadrant, it's not structured the way that schools do. And I'm gonna tell you the other thing that schools do. They make you pay a lot of money up front to keep your attention.
Yes.
So you walk in, get in heavy debt day one, most of the time
Okay.
Florida money, right? And now you're trying to get your money back or get the value back. Here, Queen, and this back to you being a leader, you have the opportunity for $99 a month, and they don't pay you directly either. They pay Tradera, and we're actually doing this because we care about people.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you this morning, I really appreciate this because I work for New York Life. I just started. I'm like the only Black female out of 16 Caucasians in the class.
Right.
And I just graduated. But to work for them, you have to, like you said, it may be foreign to the norm. And the blessing is that being the only Black, I'm not new to insurance. I've been in there a couple of years, so I was able to even help the class, and they was thinking I was really the queen, you know what I'm saying, which I am. But you know, it's really funny you say that because for $99, I don't know how anybody could not understand this because
no, they're not supposed to understand it for $99. They got a lower barrier,
but they got the training though.
Play, so now you gotta go learn like they learn anything else. See, so the thing is,
you're providing training for people that you normally have to go to school to get.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can't. If this wasn't,
or you have a broker to do, so I'm grateful.
Setting, you wouldn't be able to pay my time for $100 to be able to break all this down to you because I got other stuff to do. So
yeah,
this is so. But back for you when you got to that insurance class, right?
Yeah.
All y'all got there day one, but you wasn't at day one. You was at year 3, right?
Exactly.
So somebody new to the class is impressed with your knowledge, but it was 3 years coming. You earned that.
Yeah,
so,
but I had to stay quiet so I can learn what they were teaching, not what I know.
1,000%. So the thing here, what people do is because we're not structuring it to push people out, which is called a barrier of entry, we're letting everybody come. People come and say, well, I don't get it today. You don't get anything new today. It's the process of being in and committing yourself to the education and then making sure that it's worth it on the back end. And that's what Mr. AUDU was talking about at the beginning when he was talking about the Forex market. For $99 paying Tradera, Nomsu he's volunteered his time as well as I have to help you be able to understand that it's possible to follow the trade alert and possibly get a result, not a guarantee. Right? So there's 8 major currencies inside the globe. What we do is we trade between those 8. There's actually a bunch more that you could trade. So there's hundreds of pairs to choose from. Tradera helps you focus in your attention to one pair at one moment of time to a possible outcome. That right there is worth $100 a month by itself.
Exactly.
But because it's not structured that you got to give us $30,000 to be able to even get access to it, people treat it like they treat $99, not like the outcome they could possibly get.
I'm starting to figure it out.
So my leadership role, though, to offer to you is don't try to make yourself the trainer this season.
I got you.
This season, be the promoter, because there's already people that's been kind of documented that took their time to help your people learn.
Gotcha.
So that's my help. That's my answer to your question.
And I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I know you're gonna help a lot of people, so I just want to help you help them.
No, we're gonna help them help themselves. Amen. Good morning, everybody. So I'm gonna go on mute. I'm back on mute.
Partner Nomsu, the call's back yours.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for making justice to that question, sir. And to add up to others who might want to ask similar question, you know, some people find it challenging at times, you know, to see the trade alert from their Telegram, and they use the laptop to place orders. But I just wanted to understand that they can get the mobile app download on their phone, you know, the MT4 mobile app. So when the trade alert just dropped on Telegram, you can easily navigate and just take your trade using the mobile app instead of trying to use the laptop. So thank you for that. And any other question is welcome. So I don't know if other viewers would love to ask questions or having questions. This is time, or we are open and ready to answer more of the questions. So thank you.
You have to unmute yourselves. We don't have anybody muted on our side. And then, of course, if there's no questions, we can just wrap up, Nomsu.
Okay. So, and in the absence of any other question, we will call it a day for today's show. And I believe that you will enjoy today's show, and you will make yourself available next week, Saturday, same time, which is 1 p.m. Nigerian time, and same
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on my time.
Okay.
Standard time. Right.
USA time. So I'm wishing you a happy weekend. You know, safe and take care of you. Any words from you, sir?
No. I'm happy that we put this time together. So what I like to do is to take away that nobody told you. I like to take away that what if it doesn't work? I like to take away what if it isn't real? And that's what you and I have been doing this whole time, is taking that away from people so they can then have it's possible. And once it's possible, it's up to you. So with that, sir, I appreciate your time as well, because you got to volunteer. There's not a second paycheck that comes from taking this time out to help people.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you both. Thank you all. Appreciate it. You have a blessed day. And I'm coming out there. Were you in Lagos?
Yeah, no, I'm in Kaduna.
You're in Kaduna? Okay, because I have friends
Kaduna,
I have friends from Abuja and East River, River State,
Okay.
Calabar.
Abuja is close to Kaduna, but Rivers is a little bit far. And Lagos is a bit far too from Kaduna.
Well, I don't know where it all is on the map.
Hold on. Wait. I can help with that. Give me 1 second. I can help with that. I've been
I thought you had the map up earlier. You know, my son's name is Chad. His birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, now we definitely can talk about it. We got a couple more seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. Okay, so you're in where?
Kaduna. This is Kaduna here.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
you see, this
my
is
son,
Abuja.
his name is Chad. I named him after the state. Okay. Okay, so you right there in the red?
Up here. So
okay.
No. The red is Abuja.
Right here, the number 1.
Okay.
Right. Kaduna is north.
Yeah. Okay, right here. Okay, gotcha.
And
Well, I
Logos
can't
is
wait to
south.
come.
Logos is south.
You're going to be welcome. We would love to see you someday, to host you over here in Nigeria.
Man,
That would
I
be a
eat the
great pleasure
food.
to
I
us.
know how to make it all. I know how to make
Wow,
the
that's
fufu, the
great.
ham wings, and the
Ah!
coconut rice. Yeah.
That's
I eat the
wonderful.
gari. I do all of
Ah,
that. Yeah, I like
it
gari.
means
What's my
you're,
pepper soup?
you're,
All of that.
okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cook some
You're,
for us.
somehow you're already a Nigerian.
I am. I'm not kidding you. All my people in Houston, Texas, for real. So we're gonna
Okay,
talk.
okay.
Yeah, they're in
All
Houston.
right.
So we will
Thank you,
talk.
Queen. All
All
right.
right. We're
Nice
gonna
meeting
get you
you.
out to the States too, okay?
Yeah, wow, I appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries. All
You're
right then.
welcome.
Well,
All
y'all
right.
have a blessed weekend, okay? Dan, I'll see you at
All
about
right.
11. I guess you have a call then too,
Yeah,
right?
I'm back on at 11 for the.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat. I got to get all the food I can because I went to Vegas to get my money. So I don't know if that's why I met the foursome D's, but I'm gonna get it. Yep. Thank you guys again.
Awesome. And right now, Quinn, all you got to do is put people in front of the information. Your
That's
leadership
it.
is going to shine as you build your group.
Yeah, I'm not carrying nobody in this season. They got to get it for themselves. But I will help them get the apps, but they need to be on the call.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
I can sacrifice my time, they can sacrifice theirs.
I agree totally.
That's true.
10,000%.
That's true.
All right, then.
Brother
Well,
Shem.
see you a little bit later. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.